to form alkyl or halogenated sulfonyl products. So just an example of chlorosulfonation. So chloronation as well as sulfonation takes place. So that is why it is called as chlorosulfonation reaction, called as the Reed reaction, REED. So what happens in the first step? In the first step, the chlorine gets converted into chloride radicals in the presence of sunlight. In the next step, it reacts with the alkane. The chloride radical generated in the first step reacts with the alkane to form the alkyl radical and HCl as the byproduct. This alkyl radical reacts with sulfur dioxide gas to form the RSO2 radical. This RSO2 radical formed in step number 3 actually reacts with chlorine to form the chlorosulfonated product along with the chlorine radical generated in the last step. This chlorine radical will again react with the alkane to form the alkyl radical and so on, continuing the propagation step. So the first step is the initiation, and step number 2, 3, and 4 are propagation steps because they help in the moving or in help in moving the reaction in the forward direction and forming the product. So this is again a very simple example which is called as the chlorosulfonation, and to name is called as the Reed reaction, which is again a free radical type of reaction involving initiation, propagation and termination. Termination will happen when both the radicals will combine to form neutral species. So the termination is happening as and when the chlorine radical is getting consumed, the reaction is going to stop and you would form the chlorosulfonated product. Let us talk about the last part of the chapter, which is called as the free radical rearrangement reactions. Now, what is free radical rearrangement and why are we studying it? Is because of the fact that there are various examples of rearrangements in free radical reactions where a less stable intermediate gets converted into a more stable intermediate. The most common examples of such reactions are the allylic type of rearrangements when we have an allylic substrate. So whenever there is an allylic cation present or an allylic radical present, I'm talking about cation because we have seen those examples where it gets rearranged to a more stable species. So when we talk about allylic rearrangement, why is it happening at the first case? It is happening because there is a possibility of the conversion of a less stable intermediate to a more stable intermediate. So let's talk about this reaction. So let us talk about this reaction.